everyone, my name is Bilikis. How you doing? It's good to be back again. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to drape these tulle nets on your dress just to embellish it. And trust me, it is very easy to make. It is not compulsory you make use of a tulle net. You could make use of chiffon, even a lacy material. It depends on your preference. But for this tutorial, I'll be making use of this tulle net. It is easy. This is what we are just going to have. Something around here. Then a little bit slanted and it falls to the ground. Can you see? So that's what we'll be talking about today, and I will try to be detailed about it right from the work table back to the mannequin. And before we get started, follow me on Instagram, Bilikis Signatures. On Facebook we have Sewing Innovations, and if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Let's get started. Here is a basic skirt I have here. Though this is short, yours could be long, either long or short. You could drape your tulle net on it. Then you need 2 yards of tulle net. Here I have 2 yards of tulle net, and make sure you use a lukewarm iron to give it a good press because this is quite rumpled. So after doing that, then I just need to open this up. Now this is what I have. Then you need to determine from where it will start and where it will end. Let me just assume I want it to start exactly from the waist. So I will just leave half an inch to join this to the upper part. I'm going to mark that out. So this is half an inch here. It's not necessarily compulsory, it's not compulsory to start from this point. You could just start from 3 inches, 2 inches. That totally depends on your preference. So let me just start from here. Then I'll just measure about 5 to 6 inches downward. That is my own preference, but you can make use of your own. Can you see what I have now? So that is what I need. So it goes straight to this point. If you want the other option of a lower one, you could just measure like 3 inches. Remember, we need to leave some allowances for adding it to the upper part. So that's like 3 inches. Then from that point, you could measure between 6 to 7 inches. That totally depends. So you could either have it this way, up there, or from here, up there. So it totally depends on your preference. So what did I do now? The measurement you need, you will have to take the measurement from here. So either one you want to use. So let's just take it from here now, straight up. So here now I have about 22 inches. But remember, we have 1 inch side seam allowance, 1 inch side seam allowance. So you could just assume that's 20. So 20 inches now. Then you need to measure the measurement from your waist to your floor length. So let's assume for me it is 42 to 43 inches. So note that. Or you even want it to be more. You want to have excesses on the floor. So you could add extra 5 to 6 inches to that. It depends on your preference. So now, since mine is like 42 inches from my waist to my floor length, 42, I'll add that to that 20 inches, which will give me 62 inches. And here for the tulle, I think this is about 60 inches in length. So I'll just make use of that because this is a tutorial, but you have to cut out your desired length. And then the width, I have 2 yards. Remember, I told you I have 2 yards of tulle. Then what I did was to gather it up. I just had to gather it up. Can you see that? So this has been gathered. So let me measure what I gathered it up to. So that's 6 inches. So that's 6 inches. But if you want yours to be 7 inches, you could just release it a little. And you see that? That's if you want more. But that totally depends on your preference. Then you have to adjust it. So what I will do now is this. I'm just going to take it over. Make sure your tulle net is not rumpled, or your chiffon or your lace fabric. So if you are making use of this initial one I make, it's going to be like this. Can you see that? But if I'm making use of this second one, so I'm just going to pin this down now. Let me get my pin. From that point to the other point, I'm just pinning it down now. How wide you want it to be depends on you. So can you see what I have now after pinning it down? So it's not necessary you use 2 yards as mine. 1.5 could be okay, but it depends on how full you want it to be. So then this is going to come straight this way. Can you see that? If you want it to be a little bit wider, you could have something like this. So it totally depends on your preference. So first, I'm just going to sew this down before I work on this at all. Right now, I've sewn this down. Can you see that? So the next thing we have to do now is to get the back panel of this skirt, sew up the side seam allowance from the wrong side, and also for this part. So I haven't done that now, then I will have to place this on the mannequin, then we continue to drape the net. Right now, I've placed it on the mannequin. Can you see that? So I pin it down. As I said, you should have sewn the front, back, and the back panel up now. So what I will do now is this. You have to take this gently. Make sure you arrange it so well. Can you see that? So looking at this side, can you see? So you need to take your time to arrange it so well. So everything is coming towards the upper part here. So make sure you take your time to tuck it all in and arrange it so well. So everything comes up here. You could just have it a little bit spread out. It totally depends on your preference. You could have it spread out this way. You could make it more tiny. That totally depends on your preference. Always take your time to walk around your outfit. Take all the time. So what I will do now is this upper part, make sure you pull it a bit. Can you see that? Then what I will do now is to tack it down with my pin and then take to the sewing machine to sew it all down. So how wide depends on what you want. So I can just pin it down. So you can see how I took my time now to do that. I'm going to give it a good look to see how it looks. Okay. So a few adjustments. So make sure you pull this upper part. So can you see that? Then this falls. After sewing it up, you just run your machine, your sewing machine, just a straight stitch like 2 or 3 times, and it's good to go. Then this falls to the ground. So if you want it longer, as I've explained the other time, so that is just how easy it is to make this. This is the result of the draped tulle net. You can see how beautiful it looks. So imagine you having it on. I just had to place it on the mannequin for you to see. So all these seam allowance you are seeing here will be inside after joining both the front and the back, but I just had to pin it down. So that is just the easy way to make this, so you can see the tulle net falling to the floor. So that is how you do that. Hope my tutorial has been helpful. If it has, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I remain your girl Bilikis. Bye.